Good morning. I'll call the meeting to order, declare a quorum and call the meeting to order. Pastor Leach is going to pray for us this morning.
I get no failures.
Oh,
Time
okay.
change may have got me.
Well, we'll move down to number 3 is recognition of special guests. I see the sheriff. I don't see any other elected officials out there. Unless I'm missing some.
Look at the very back wall back there.
Oh, one of our constables. Welcome. Didn't see you back there. Thank you. Item number 5 is consideration of minutes from, I'm sorry, item number 4 is public speakers, public comments. I don't have anyone signed up to speak. Item number 5 is consideration of agenda minutes from March 7th, 2022.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented by the county clerk. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Approve the minutes. All in favor? Motion carries. Item number 7 is consideration of any treasurers or auditors reports.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
I think you have it in front of you. It's the report from the investment committee about the last quarter of 2021. Undersigned Commissioners Court of Brown County, Texas, hereby certify that Ann Carpoon, CIO, Treasurer, and Gary Worley, CIO, Commissioner Precinct 1, presented the Brown County Quarterly Investment Report ending December 31, 2021. And the report is accepted as presented this date.
I'll entertain an action.
I move we approve this fourth quarter report.
Do a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carries unanimous.
There's one more also,
Okay, go ahead.
as soon as I sign this. And it is affidavit ending February 28th, it's a monthly report. Commissioners Court states its requirements of subsection C, section 114.026 of the Texas Local Government Code have been met. The treasurer and auditor have submitted a report to the Commissioners Court for February 28th. The court has compared and examined the report and has approved it in the minutes. Attached to this report is an affidavit, is a true copy of the report, including a report of the cash and other assets in custody of the county treasurer at the time of our examination in the amount of $26,096,287.74. I move we accept this affidavit.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carries unanimous. Okay, item number 7 is, 7A is Commissioner Kelton, consideration regarding action on the burn ban.
It obviously needs to stay on.
Yes, I'm in favor of it remaining in place.
Okay, so we'll take no action and leave it in
The date
place.
was bad on that.
On 7A,
I got lots of paper flying around up here.
Yeah, one of them.
7B is Lisa Dick, our Health Department Administrator. If she's not here, I can read the latest statistics. We have 8 active cases as of Friday. We have sadly 248 deaths in our county that are attributed in some way to COVID. That's a staggering number for our population. But let's see, I don't see on here the number of people that have been vaccinated unless I'm missing.
They don't list that. Sharon, that quarterly report, the date was wrong on the first one we signed. Had 21 on it instead of 22. We signed the second one, it should be getting to you.
All right.
Okay, item number 7C, and Charles, I'm gonna come back to, so that people in the audience don't have to wait for us. Item number D is the sheriff, consideration and possible approval of employee changes. Come on up, Sheriff, we missed you last week.
Morning, Sheriff.
How are y'all? Everybody doing good?
Yes, sir.
I only have two changes this morning, and both of them have to do with the courthouse security. What we're doing is moving Paul Morgan back to part-time, full-time, part-time.
Yep.
It's at 20-something hours per week, and then I'm moving Michael Sheedy from patrol into the full-time position that we had open there. Nothing's really changing on the salaries other than Paul's getting cut in half. And on Sheedy's, I just brought it to y'all's attention just so we can keep track of the position number. Each position I have has a specific number assigned to it, and that's the only reason I'm presenting him to y'all for that. That's it on that.
I move we approve the employee changes in the sheriff's office.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carries unanimous. And item number 7E is in Edwards, also the sheriff, consideration possible approval of authorization to accept donations.
My office has received a $40 donation from Blevins Body Shop, and I'd like authorization to accept it.
Make a motion to allow to accept the donation.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? There you go, Sheriff. Carries unanimous.
Jail report, 166 inmates, 9 of them being contract.
From last week.
From 196 to 166.
Yes, sir.
Item number 7F is Mr. Russell and Mike Cantrell from Rite of Passage. The Oaks Academy, consideration possible approval on action regarding fixing plumbing issues at the Ray West Juvenile Justice Center. Good morning, sir.
How y'all doing?
Sorry to have kept you waiting.
Oh, no problem. And I was unavailable last week, so. As we left last week, you were gonna look over the lease and get back to,
What's your name, sir? Sorry.
I'm Torino Russell.
Torino?
Yes.
That's- Okay.
I thought, I looked up, Shane was here a while ago, did he?
He had stepped out, he didn't say anything. Never know about him.
Well, he was the one that was supposed to look over our contract. I
Maybe
believe.
maybe had something in it or something.
Okay.
He was highlighted.
Actually, no.
Can you give us just a second?
Okay.
If you want to have a seat, we'll come back. We'll wait for Shane. We'll come back to it. I'm sorry for the delay. 7G is in George is Daryl Johnston, our emergency management coordinator. Consideration possible approval of action regarding updating the emergency management plan for Brown County and the cities of Brownwood, Early, Bangs, and Blanket.
Morning. So we've got this small document is our emergency management plan for the county
Oh, my
and the
goodness.
cities of Brownwood, Bangs, Early, and
Blanket.
Blanket. Several of the annexes were expired or due for review. About a year ago, we found out through Texas Department of Emergency Management, they're wanting all the counties to convert to an online version of the plan, which we've spent the last year inputting our information in their template. We've got it all changed and adjusted, name changes, nothing major, just changing positions, titles. Right, the commissioners with a copy of the basic plan, which outlines our generic response. And then there's also, I think, 15 annexes that deal with specifics such as fire, law enforcement, the different things. TDM is changing, to follow FEMA's guidelines, they're changing those to emergency support functions, which lines up, I'll say, with the FEMA plan. We've got all that in place and verified it with the emergency management coordinator for city of Brownwood and Early. So what's left for us to do is we're asking y'all to, I guess, come forward with a, basically, we've got to the county judge and the emergency management coordinator to sign off on it. So we need approval of the commissioners, I guess, to allow the judge and I to sign off on this and to update it as small changes come in. That's the good thing about having the online version. It's a living document that we can make changes.
We want compliance.
Yes.
Entertain a motion to
So the motion would be to allow y'all to sign the document?
Yes, sir.
approve the annex.
So we've got this document this will be attached to the online version as to put it into effect.
So the motion would be to allow, to approve the online version and allow for you two to sign the document. That would be my motion now.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? All in favor? There you go, Darrell.
So once we sign this, I'll get copies of it to the 4 cities and they'll put it on their agendas to approve.
Do they have to approve it also?
Yes, sir. Yeah, each city that's a cooperator has to sign on.
Is there anything that's gonna be put in, Commissioner Court minutes as an exhibit?
It's all online, and I'll definitely get you a copy of the signatures
I
and
did that
and
part,
the
and then
basic plan.
I can state that it's online
Right.
and where to find it. You didn't tell me.
Yeah, I'll give you a link. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Darrell.
We still don't have Shane back, so we'll go to item number 7H is Ms. Robinson, our county auditor, consideration approval of 2021 fiscal year adjustments.
Okay, so you have the copy of the adjustments in front of you, and this is just what we do every year, where basically we're moving, for the most part, we're moving money from one line item to another within each individual budget. The ones that aren't within the budget, we received a little bit more tax revenue than what was budgeted. And so we've used that to pay the reflective increase in our cost to the appraisal district, and then a little bit of overage in courthouse maintenance. Everything else is within within the same budget.
When y'all are done, I'll entertain a motion. It's a lot of numbers to take in. I understand. Take your time.
Well, I move we approve the budget adjustments for the end of year 2021.
Second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the fiscal adjustments. Any further discussion? Any more time, Joe?
No, I'm all right. I'm trying to figure out where we ended. Okay, I'm good.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Carries unanimous. All right, so Shane, while you were gone, we went to item number 7F, which is consideration approval regarding action to fix the plumbing issues at the Ray West Justice Center. Come on back up, sir. And last we left it, I think you were going to review the contract to see who was responsible for that. That was last week. We tabled it to this week.
There was something, somebody was getting, insurance. Is that right? Checking on insurance.
Well, that'll be afterwards, checking on the insurance. Anything that's structural should be the leaseor's
Right.
responsibility. Anything maintenance-wise or periodical, unstopping toilets and things like that, leaky faucets, that should be the lessor's.
Right.
And what he's talking about, I believe, is a structural water line that's coming into the building. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, the water line is causing damage to the structure of the building.
Right.
I think
Yeah, I thought we'd already decided on that, and we're past that.
we didn't
Okay.
actually, we didn't decide on anything. We passed it up just to make sure that there wasn't any contractual obligations there. And I think that's what the contract says, is anything that's structurally related is our responsibility, and anything maintenance related is their responsibility.
Mr. Russell had an estimate from Black Plumbing, I believe, on that.
Yes, sir.
And what was that number again?
34,785.
And that's to put a new
Main
service
down.
line in.
Yes, sir, down the, and then from that point, this is why we came to the board. From that point, once the plumbing issue is fixed, then I can get an estimate for the structural repairs that need to be done. Estimate that's gonna be, a large amount too, yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna do two things. We were gonna get additional estimates from other than Black's. Am I just dreaming of that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
suggested they get another one. Yeah. From Robertson Petty. In that we were gonna see if it was covered under insurance. Right.
Well, that's not exactly how I recall it, but anyway.
What did you recall?
I recall we were trying to determine who needs to repair the water leak, and then as far as the damage, we might look and see if that's an insurance item caused by the water.
I think that Commissioner Wardley's correct. I mean, it would be extremely unusual if the lessor was not responsible for structural.
Right.
That's
So I guess
where I'm at.
what's
I'm
before
thinking-
us is we need to know if we want to approve Black or if you were able to get a second estimate.
Did you have more than one estimate?
No, sir. I mean.
But we don't do anything until we contact our insurance company and they come out and do their part.
And that's what I was hoping by coming for
Yes.
this group, then someone.
We don't
can
start
come
hiring
out.
contractors to fix work until our insurance company's.
You don't even fix the problem that's causing it? Are you saying you don't even fix the leak?
Well, I mean, we're not gonna start hiring contractors to fix the leak before we ever contact our insurance company.
We need to get on this, I guess. So we need to get on this.
I would have
like
thought
3
the
weeks
insurance
now.
would have been a reimbursement for whatever we fixed, so.
Well, it might, but they need to look at it.
Yeah.
They may decline,
Somebody's got to hand that out here, an insurance man.
Insurance adjuster.
If you go to fixing this without alerting the insurance company, they will deny the claim.
Right.
So it has to be called in first. And if you're not good at documenting the damage as you go along, the insurance company will definitely deny the claim.
Yeah.
The proper procedure, and I work these large commercial losses pretty regular. When you show up and you can't prove the claim, they will deny it. I would suggest that the insurance company be called immediately, because the structural damages that come from water leaks under a building are substantial. If you repair the leak, you're gonna find that you've got a lot of damages that can get hundreds of thousands quick. That's my suggestion.
thank you.
We
were supposed to contact the insurance company. Why that didn't happen, I'm not sure. But I think we're gonna have to contact the insurance company, and I agree that we do need to pay for it in some way or form.
Who pays the water bill? I was
available.
It's kind of.
Well, we had that, we spent money to fix that.
I know,
A while
but
back.
does it come directly to you or do we pay
No, we pay the
reimbursements?
utilities.
You remember we did the big plumbing?
So,
Gary
so I
part
guess
of that,
you
where they
wouldn't
split the
know if
system
the
out.
water bill is unusually large because it's been the same since,
Since we've taken over.
I mean, I'm guessing there's gonna be a lot of water being wasted. Not
Well,
necessarily.
Well,
Not
and-
necessarily, a small leak under a
Yeah,
slab
for over a period of time.
salt causes soil compaction, which causes the structural issue,
It
and
could
it
be
can go
either way.
unnoticed since last year's freeze.
And my point is, the plumbing issues come from us noticing the significant structural damage. The question has been just, if I could have someone from the county come out and take a look and then if it's contacting your
Yeah.
insurance agent, those type of things. Just
Well,
have been driving it.
They're supposed to be coming also to look at water leak issue, flooding issue in the sheriff's and they building. They haven't showed up to do that yet either. So we'll see what we can do to get them up here and take a look at both of them. Just as soon as possible. And Stephanie, that's not definitely necessarily your responsibility, but if you'll remind me, I'll take the bull by the horns. And Pat, are you in here? Okay, Pat, would you help me on that also? We need to get moving on this as soon as possible, and we need them for not only the Ray West Center, but they've never showed up to look at the leak at the sheriff's office either, so we need to find out where they are on that.
I want to apologize to him because this is 3 weeks now dragging on here. We're back to square one again. So I'll apologize for
Well,
that.
we've acknowledged today that if it's the structural part, we're responsible for. So we've made progress. We just need to get the insurance adjuster up here and they come from Austin to look at it. So we'll find out where they are. And they're not real speedy on anything we request, but that's who our insurance carrier is, so.
Is that in that main hall? Is that where the structural damage is? Not, there's the.
No, the structural damage is outside. Well, yes, it's all over the building.
Yeah.
I mean, I have, like I mentioned, where I have cinder blocks that are,
But, there's that main hall and there's the wings that go off of it. Is it,
you see the structural damage in the main hall, correct? You have doors that are lifted up. You have cinder blocks from the other area that are out, that are coming.
I just remember when we took that facility over from TJJD, there was that
Yeah.
big, huge
Right.
crack in the main hall. And so
Well,
it's probably been going on for years.
That's my feeling. It's not a new issue.
they also repaired some of
They
that.
did.
They had a big hole out there
Yeah.
and poured concrete under it too. Poured a
They
lot of
did-
concrete. They
they
did
did
$750,000 worth of repair work too.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and the other thing that you mentioned that we were gonna determine from the contract is the parking lot. I know we've had a conversation about the parking lot, lights and who owns that. And we're not sure. And our contract says parking lot, but doesn't say which parking lot. The parking lot is having issues, is being used by the folks across the street. And mind by us, so I want to get clarification on that, and that was gonna come from that.
And I'm relatively sure that that's not our parking lot, but
no, it is.
it is.
It
But
is
the
ours.
electricity to it feeds out of their building, so whatever happens to be done as far as if the lights wouldn't come up, the timer or whatever is actually inside your building, I understand.
That's correct. And
And they're actually paying for the lighting, outside lighting, so their electric.
But if it's the county parking lot, I mean, then we're not parking there.
I understand.
Folks across the street are. and-
The deal is there's some lights that are out, and trying to figure out who's responsible to fix the lights. But
TJJD parks there. In
But
that,
it's our
in
property.
that,
with the ghost, it's a confusing thing. We need a lawyer to help us figure this out.
in that initial, when we got everything, that parking lot was in with the building and everything. But TJJD, all the employees park over there and then cross the street because they don't have any parking. The electric service to that parking lot comes out of our building. And either we have been paying for it or they have been paying for it ever since it's been there. And I asked when we did the meter, when we separated the water meter out, if they wanted to take over the parking lot. Well, of course not. It's ours.
You're right.
They say it's your parking lot. You gotta pay for it. Well, when it was all built, it was all TJJDs, you know, back in 60, whatever it was. So the nearest electric service was that building that we now own. We own the parking lot, we own the building. They're paying for the lighting on that parking lot. TJJD uses the parking lot, they don't.
They use the parking lot and complain about the lighting and the potholes in it and want us to fix it, but we can't.
Yeah.
But it's not our parking lot, or is it our parking lot? And I can
Well,
make
Where do
adjustments.
your employees park?
We park in
They
the small
park in
in
the
front
front.
of the building.
That's enough.
We definitely use the other, we definitely run out, we overflow parking in that big parking lot. But there's parking lot, there's signs that say TJ parking spots, we had a complaint because of the lighting and because of the potholes in the parking lot and that we need to fix, but that, I wasn't even where there was ours, I thought it was an overflow, or both of ours is what I assumed. So I just want to get clarification, so one, don't mind paying it, but I'm also gonna rearrange the way my
You
folks
talk
park.
about people across the street at the prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do some of them park over there?
They
They all
all,
are.
they all do.
They all have to
I
park
know,
over
they
there
all park over, they not parking over there on
No.
there?
because it's inside a
Maybe we ought
fence.
to start charging the lease on the parking lot.
It's inside a fence and they can't drive in.
I know, I figured that, but, cause back when that was all one unit, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, if they're gonna bellyache about the maintenance on it and everything, they can start paying rent
We're
on
gonna
the
have a
parking
little
lot.
meeting, because everybody just have a, we need to have a sit down with the whole, all
Yeah,
involved
we
in
need to
that.
all get together on
That's
that.
my feeling.
Could Stephanie have your phone number?
This,
Yeah, so can we call you once we we'll nail the insurance agent down to a firm date if we can. And we'll call you and let you know. Actually, if I'm free, I'll go meet them as well. You can meet them over there.
thank you. Thank y'all.
All right, but the structural part we acknowledge is ours. We just need to go through the proper procedures to get it prepared.
Sounds good.
Thanks. So we'll take no action on 7F. Lost track of everything where we are. All right, so we're up to 7C is Commissioner, going back to 7C. Commissioner Worley, consideration of possible approval regarding the appointment of a county attorney. And we do have, if needed, we have a clause in here that allows the Commissioners Court to go into executive session.
The votes have been canvassed. That was one of the things that we were waiting for from last week. And they were canvassed on March, doesn't say. It was last Thursday, I believe. And signed by Robert Porter. That's the election day. March 1.
Primary ballots are not canvassed by the county, as I understand it.
Yeah,
No.
I asked him that.
They're just canvassed by the elections administrator and the party chairman. Robert Porter has signed this canvass order, and the only one we were concerned with was the county attorney's office, Jennifer Broughton. Says the total
We're
votes,
concerned about all of them.
all of, I mean,
All of them.
right now, in this
Good question.
discussion.
Yeah.
We're concerned with Jennifer Broughton, the county attorney. Total number of votes were 6,240, and 2 provisional votes. And Jennifer Broughton received 5,293. She's the only candidate, so she is now the Republican Party chair, or Republican Party nominee in the November general election.
And there's not a Democratic.
There hasn't been, there could be, I suppose, but there wasn't in the primary. So the only other opponent she could have would be a independent, and that would come in August sometime when they have a problem. Anyway, I move we appoint Jennifer Broughton as the new Brown County attorney effective April 1.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second, so we don't need the executive session. I think you requested Stephanie put it on.
Yeah. Well, no, that's fine.
Well, so executive session, I think, would have been employees, correct?
Mhm.
That she might want to bring or whatever. And that doesn't go with appointing appointing her to the office.
Okay.
I don't believe.
No,
Well, we put that on there, change request.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean,
So we don't
and we
need
can
to.
still do that to discuss any employee changes she wants to make. Or,
it's up to y'all how y'all handle that.
It would be an unusual move. Usually she would just present the employee changes like every other department. All right, well, we have a motion and a second to approve Jennifer Broughton as the new county attorney effective April 1st. Is that correct?
correct.
So we're in discussion, Shane, on what you're the leading incumbent, so I want to make sure before I cast my vote, that's what you want, because I'm going to vote however you want.
Sure.
What you recommend.
That's a great idea.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor? And I'm voting in favor because that's what the departing incumbent would like. So I approve also. I think it's a very good move. Ms. Broughton, welcome aboard April 1st.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and you can find any judge in the courthouse to administer the oath.
Yes, sir.
Or I think Shane could even do it before he leaves office. It's however you want it done.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'm sure the media would like to be there if you'll let them know when.
It's not just a judge, it's anybody holding a
Right,
notary.
right. Okay, so that concludes that one. Item number 9 is payment of any bills as needed.
Back to the executive session. Jennifer, do you want to discuss with the court in executive session any employee changes?
I'd
Did
love to, if y'all give me the opportunity to do that, that'd be great.
She's gonna need some guidance on it.
All right, well, okay, well, we can come back. Can we go ahead and do the bills since we're on that one, and then we'll come back to.
Sure.
There was a deal they were gonna add on here a while ago, I thought.
She said she got it.
Did you have a bill to add to this?
It's
The one that they wanted you to do?
one brought in this morning.
One had agreement for him, that Chelsea had to get in there. I think, no, it's on here. It's already up here. She put it on there already. Never mind, it's in there.
Austin Turf.
I guess they printed this.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'll make a motion, we pay the bills as presented by the auditor's office.
We have a motion and a second to pay the bills. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carries unanimous. All right, we'll go back up to 7F, and the audience, you're gonna have to excuse us. Under 7F, we have a provision, item number 1, adjourn into executive session to discuss personnel issues, and then any action taken from that will come out of executive session before we take such action. So unfortunately, everyone in the audience,
Take your recorder.
the executive sessions aren't recorded.